Ethan started laughing, a second too late, and everyone noticed. And, yeah, this is one of those situations. It wasn't even loud, not dramatic, just that small moment where something feels off and you can't fix it. And the worst part? It had already started going wrong before that. It wasn't even a big party, just a small rooftop hangout. City lights in the distance, music low, people leaning on the railing like they belonged there. Ethan didn't. Not really, but he wanted to. So he adjusted. Someone made a joke. Ethan laughed, a little louder than everyone else. Too loud. A few heads turned. He cleared his throat, smiled, looked down at his drink like that would fix it. But here's the thing. That small moment, it didn't go away. Then the conversation shifted. Travel. Places people had been. Stories that sounded expensive. Ethan nodded. Yeah, I've been there, he said. He hadn't. But it felt right. Or at least, it felt necessary. He listened closely. Not to understand, but to match. Their tone. Their pauses. Their confidence. And slowly, he started becoming them. Someone handed him a drink. Try this. Ethan took it. Didn't like it. At all. But he nodded anyway. Yeah, that's smooth. It wasn't. But everyone else agreed. So he agreed too. And at first, it didn't seem like much. Just small adjustments. Small moments. But they were adding up. Then it happened again. Another joke. This time, Ethan laughed early. Too early. Before the punchline even landed. And then, silence. Just for a second. That second. That small moment that stretches longer than it should. Ethan stopped, laughing halfway. Coughed. Sorry, I thought. But no one said anything. They just continued. And that's when you start thinking, wait, what just happened? After that, something shifted. Not loud, but noticeable. Ethan felt it. That quiet shift. That invisible line. So he adjusted again. Spoke less. Listened more. Watched everything. Every reaction. Every tone. Trying to stay in sync. Trying not to mess up again. Then someone asked him a question. Simple. So what do you usually do on weekends? Ethan paused. And that pause, it stayed a little too long. Not because he didn't know, but because he didn't know which version of himself to give. The real one? Or the one that fits here? Just stuff, he said. They laughed lightly. Not harsh, but enough. Ethan smiled too. Of course he did. Then someone started telling a story. Everyone leaned in. Ethan leaned in too. Nodded at the right moments. Reacted at the right times. He was doing it perfectly now. Matching everything. Blending in. Until he caught his reflection. In the glass door behind them. Just for a second. That moment, he looked the same, but also not. Like someone else pretending to be him. Ethan blinked. Looked back at the group. They were laughing again. And he laughed too. Of course he did. But this time, it felt delayed. Not in timing. In meaning. And then it hit him. Quietly. He hadn't been himself once. Not in how he talked. Not in how he reacted. Not even in how he stood. Everything was adjusted. Everything was copied. Everything was safe. And nobody asked him to do it. That's the part that stayed. They didn't tell him to change. They didn't expect it. They didn't even notice. Ethan did it on his own. Then someone tapped his shoulder. You good? Ethan nodded. Yeah, but his voice didn't sound like his. He looked around again. Same people. Same vibe. Same music. Nothing changed. Except him. Or maybe, meh, changed too much. Ethan took a small step back. No one noticed. Of course they didn't. He looked at his drink. Still full. Didn't even remember tasting it. Then he checked his phone. No messages. Just his reflection again. And this time, he held it. A little longer. Like he was trying to recognize himself again. Then someone laughed behind him. Ethan almost turned to match it. Almost. But he didn't. And that silence? That small moment? It wasn't loud, but it stayed. Because the whole night, Ethan was there. But not really. And the worst part? No one noticed the difference. Except him. Ethan started laughing again. A second too late. If you've ever had a moment like this, you probably felt that. And if you did, you'll probably like the kind of stories we tell here. So, stick around. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's always another moment like this.